Welcome to Weddings Unveiled, the podcast designed to help you build a productive, profitable wedding or event business. Here's your host, Angela Profit.
Hi, y'all. It's Angela Profit, your event and productivity therapist, coming to you from the heart of Music City in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Weddings Unveiled, professional tips and secrets on wedding planning and event design, where we take you behind the scenes of our past experiences in the event industry, what we have learned from them, and how they have made us stronger. This podcast will help you grow a productive and profitable business to launch you into success within the hospitality industry. Today, I'm joined by the best communications and event consultant in the business, Alison Burry.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for having me, Angela. I'm so excited to share some of our past experiences together. We've definitely been through some unique situations over the years. What are we discussing today?
Today, we are talking about certain situations that when it's not in your power or control to manage it, to keep smiling and try to make the best of it.
Well, tell us the story. What happened this time?
Well, this was another destination wedding that we did, and I was actually pretty good friends with the bride and loved the family, known them for years, and we literally drove half of the wedding to where it was going to be. I don't think we had like the biggest SUV that existed, and we couldn't have fit one more thing in there, not even a piece of paper. And so, but even before the wedding weekend, I got a call from the caterer really just like venting to me, I guess. Like apparently this town that this was in, there's just like small town drama. And the people that owned the venue had let the elevator permit lapse, and the elevator was not appropriate for guests to use or for the vendors to use. And I think their reception was like on the 4th or 5th floor. No, it was higher than that. It was a lot of steps because I had to go up them several times, I remember. But apparently she had worked there a few weekends before she called me and said that there was a problem with the elevator, and she was also family friends with my friend's family. So, of course, she wanted to make sure things were perfect. Like, she was just trying to be proactive and getting me involved, which I appreciated. So then I talked with the venue owner, and, and then, by the way, of course, she's like, don't tell her that I told you. I'm just like, oh, my God, how old are we here? And so I told the owner of the venue that someone had reached out to me, that they had recently done a wedding there, and the elevators, the service elevator, which is where the vendors load in, and the guest elevator was down. And that was going to be a problem for our band, for a lot of stuff. And she pretty much told me that they did have a slight problem. They were waiting on a part to be sent to them, which I totally understand. She assured me that it would be just fine, that they had plenty of time to fix it, so that I just shouldn't worry about it. And so because of that, I was a little bit wise in asking, well, can I come in the day before and set up and bring some of our stuff up? Because I'm driving a long way there with all these things. And then in my head, I'm thinking, at least if the elevator is down, I'm not in a hurry to get everything up. And I'll have people there to help me, which was not my team. It was like family members that, I knew that I hate putting family to work. But when you're doing a destination wedding and you're on a budget and I couldn't bring my team, I did the best that I could. And so she let me come in early, which she wanted to charge a fee. I was like, how much? That's fine if it's not crazy. It wasn't that much. And it definitely worked out way better. So I go in, the floor plan, which she had told me on the phone multiple times, she's like, this is not going to fit. This is not going to fit. We've never set it up this way before, which we always do unique things. And I said, it'll fit. I promise. It was a little tight, but it fit. I had to move some things around. She told me that she was going to provide the black linens for certain tables, which again, thank God I was there the day before, because I walk in and they're all 8-point linens, which means it's two 90 by 90 squares that go over like a round table, and then you can still see the legs of the table. Like, they don't go to the floor. And not only that, but the black linens that were laying over each other didn't match. Like, some of them were newer and some of them were older. And so I called Alison and I'm like, you got to call the rental company and add all black linens. Like, I can't do it like this. And I need a steamer. She told me that they were all going to be freshly pressed, which seams in the middle to me are not pressed freshly at all when you can see a seam. And so there was just a lot of stuff that needed to happen, and a lot of stuff that wasn't quite perfect. And so when I got there, the service elevator was not working, but the guest elevator was working. It was a little bit scary, but we were able to get things all the way up, and the rental company was able to bring the linens. But when the rental company arrived, the oven, this hot box oven thing that the caterer asked for, was a specific size, and it would not fit into the guest elevator. And the service elevator, again, completely down, which I felt horrible, because I felt like I'd been lied to, because the caterer brought it to my attention. I tried to address it. So what we had to do, the caterer's all upset, and she's got hot red lipstick and it's all over her teeth because she's like talking a million miles a minute. I'm like, calm down. Like, okay, we don't have the service elevator. There have to be smaller hot boxes in town to keep your hot food. Like, let's calm down. And so we got 2 smaller hot boxes, which equaled 1 big hot box. So that fixed that. But again, like, there were just multiple things behind the scenes, again, for a destination wedding that I tried to prepare for, but it's like you don't know how to handle things when you're not in control of the situation. So going back to communication and making sure that you keep everyone calm and learn how to think of a solution quick that's outside of the box when the unexpected happens.
Definitely. There were a lot of things that we learned from that wedding, and we'll do our best to improve on and keep from happening again. But sometimes when you have destination weddings, when you're working with every single person you've never worked with before, it's hard to be able to guess what all could go wrong and plan for everything. But what would you say your biggest takeaway was from everything that happened that day?
Well, my biggest takeaway was just proving to myself, not that I need to, but educating clients is so, so important. And then wearing multiple hats on the wedding day, having to oversee and worry and think about everybody else's job. Like, it's exhausting. And so I was happy to plan for my friend and help the family, but I should have been a little bit more thoughtful in how I was going to accomplish all of this alone, and telling them that I really needed to bring at least one person with me who knew what they were doing. Like, the family was super helpful. They all helped. They all did what they said they were going to do, which rarely happens with friends and family. But it just takes a long time to explain things. And we ended up having a good time, and we always turn a negative into a positive. But I definitely think that having someone from my team there would have made things just a little bit easier and a little bit smoother.
Great. Well, Angela, can you share with our listeners some of the different products and resources you have available to help wedding and event planners?
Absolutely. You can visit the blog on the website, and there's lots of great articles and resources available there, which it's angelaprofit.com. You can sign up for tips and resources and be part of our email list. We'll send you all kinds of juicy details. We do webinars and live events, so watch social media for more about that.
Awesome. Well, Angela, thank you so much for sharing your valuable advice with us today. I can't wait for next week to tell more of our incredible experiences together.
And thank you, Alison, so much for joining me. And thank you so much to our listeners for joining us today on Weddings Unveiled, professional tips and secrets on wedding planning and event design. Tune in next week to learn more from our past experiences. If you found this podcast helpful, please share it with other wedding and event professionals. Be sure to subscribe today so you never ever miss the juicy details of Weddings Unveiled. I'm so passionate about helping other event professionals, and with my background in psychology, I appreciate that our best selves develop from real life situations. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to tune in next week for more tips on how to grow your business. And if you have a question or an unresolved issue that you want guidance on, connect with us on angelaprofit.com. For more valuable resources, again, visit the website. And until next time, remember to stay productive and profitable.
You've been listening to Weddings Unveiled with Angela Profit. Join us next time for more insights to help you build a productive, profitable wedding or event business. For more great resources, head over to angelaprofit.com.